If MJ or Ryan show up, they can process with us. The two of the diaconal candidates are supposed to read tomorrow night. We could actually have them process with us as well, okay? And that's kind of what I've got here. Then at that point, all the acolytes would come in, sacristans with them. The deacons, who are the ordinary ministers, will come in. The deacons of the Mass, Deacon Corey and Deacon Francisco, you will come down here, line up for the but you guys will actually be up there. Yeah. I got to look at that. Yeah, I got to look at that. You guys should actually still be up. Yeah. I'm going to go watch the video tonight, and then I'll let you know. Eventually, Pat and Chucks will come down after the presider has the humeral veil. The thurifer is going to join after the altar has been incensed. And thurifer, you're not going to go to the front. You're actually going to go in front of the canopy, okay? So if you can envision, the canopy will eventually be here. Father's going to come down with the pedestal ciborium. He's holding it, so you're incensing in front of that, okay? Give us lots of smoke, as much as you can. So, we're going to incense the Eucharist. So Pat, Chucks, and Thurifer are going to move to the front of the altar. Pat's going to have the binder. Chucks is going to have the humeral veil. The Thurifer is going to be on the right side of the presider. Chucks will be on the left. The presider will move to the kneeler at the front. He'll remain standing. We'll hear an announcement from the cantor. And then at that point, the thurifer will present the thurible to Father so that he can charge it and bless it. And then he will be on the kneeler and he'll incense the Blessed Sacrament and then he'll give it back to you. Then you go ahead and move. The canopy at this point will be down here on the floor. You go ahead and move in front of the canopy. Actually, that's not true. The canopy won't be there at that point. You would just go ahead and move to your designated position. Just know that there'll be a canopy behind you, okay? Immediately after the Blessed Sacrament is incensed, George, you want to tell the knights to go ahead to move to the center. We've tried to always do this to where it's timed real perfect, that as Father's coming down, they've moved here and they're already here, so he just walks down and boom, off you go. So just kind of timing, make sure they get there before he comes down the steps, okay? And then Pat, you'll continue just to be up there. You'll be directing the presider, telling him where to go. Chucks, when he goes up to get it, though, you've got to give him, well, Chuck's in here. Chucks has to give him the humeral veil. So as Father has removed it, he's come down, everybody's in their places in the procession. As soon as Father turns, boom, we start processing out, okay? When we process out, we're going to walk relatively slow, all right? Because we want to try to keep the procession together. The one difference here is because they're carrying a canopy, they can't go around on the right like every Mass that we do. We always process out on the right side. The canopy can't get by the tower on the baptismal font. So in this one instance, we will process around the left side of it for the sake of the canopy bearers, okay? And then eventually we'll be joined by the cantor, choir members, and so on. We have tried to do this so many different ways to get everybody else in line. We've tried to be real orderly, and unfortunately, once everybody starts getting into line, it's just kind of a free-for-all. But Santos, if you can kind of help direct that traffic to make it a little bit more orderly, just so everybody's just not rushing out, that would be great. You guys are also the procession path team, so just make sure that everybody's kind of cleared back, and I think the torches will keep them from doing that. The way it works is we process out toward the Mary statue, we go around to the right, we go to the sidewalk, we go out onto the street. There should be cones there blocking the parking lot right there, a couple parking places so that we can have room to get through. We'll go out into the middle of the parking lot, and then we take a sharp 90-degree turn to the right. We walk to the parish hall. Same thing, you're going to take a turn because you got to be going straight to go into the parish hall, okay? Again, this is for the canopy primarily. When we get into the parish hall, for you OCIA folks, it's going to look like you've never seen it before, okay? You're going to have just rows of chairs lined up. There'll be a center aisle. At the front, it's not really an altar, but it's a place for adoration. Okay, it's going to be lots of greenery and very pretty, and there'll be a place where the pedestal ciborium can be placed on. So what I'm going to do is when we get in there, I will direct the crossbearer and candle bearers to move to one side. Other folks, if we have any seminarians or diaconal candidates, we'll push them on the other side. Sacristans and deacons, as you come in, just kind of split. Some of you you're going to probably want to process in 2 by 2. One of you go to the right, one of you go to the left. You want to make sure the kneelers are not for you. The kneelers are for the priest, okay? It should be for Father Miguel, Father Jose, and Father Bijou. And the centermost kneeler will obviously be for Father Miguel. After the presider arrives, I will direct the knights with the canopy to move to the back corner, kind of like we did last year. And then what will happen at this point is Chucks will take the humeral veil from Father Miguel, and then the thurifer will go to the presider, give him the boat again, once again, and be blessed, charged and blessed. He'll incense the Blessed Sacrament. Tantum Ergo will be sung during that. And then there will be some silence. Once Father rises, then the acolytes, sacristans, diaconal candidates, seminarians, they will form a procession. They'll come back 2 by 2, process out down the middle, go back out the parish hall, and kind of retrace your steps. Deacons, concelebrants, and the Father Miguel will follow everybody out. We've done it single file. I mean, that's fine. Whatever works. I'll have the canopy bearers move the canopy back to the A&E storage closet over here in the church. And then thurifer, you'll just return your boat and all that to the sacristy and make sure it's all cleaned up. And then we return in silence too, because this is a very solemn moment. So we want to return in silence. At 11:55, I'm going to need an acolyte and a deacon with a humeral veil to repose the Blessed Sacrament to the chapel sacristy. The acolyte will be carrying a lit bottle candle. The deacon will process behind him, holding the pedestal ciborium. No benediction. Okay, this is strictly reposition. That's all it is. And then you want to just make sure that the candle is still lit in the chapel sacristy, double check that everything's still covered, and then make sure all the doors are locked. So I'm going to need a deacon, and an acolyte. Yes, what?
No.
Oh, I thought you were waving at me.
I'll do that.
You'll be the acolyte? Okay, so I got Mike. If I can get a deacon, and I'll put pressure on somebody. I may make Deacon Antonio do it since he's not here tonight. So that'll teach him. Right. Okay, so having said that, I just talked us through. Are there any questions?
Just a couple.
Okay.
Not questions, just kind of comments from the past. As whoever's going to be in charge, making sure that their hall is open, please don't wait until the procession gets to the doorstep before you open the doors. We've had that before, and it's kind of like it causes chaos. You see that procession come walking like this, close those doors open.
Yeah.
Get them open. Also, as the people are coming into the hall, they do not have to enter into the center aisle and go in. They can go in that way. They can go on the sides, filter them in so that we can kind of maximize getting everybody into those seats. What's happened in the past is that they'll all go one way, and it gets caught.
Right.
And so people, there's chairs that are existing, and people don't want to go and sit in. So just make sure you have them filling in, all of the chairs.
So Santos, that will be you since you're leading the ushers. Can you work with Neil to make sure that the doors for the parish hall, both doors are completely open before we start moving into it, like a couple minutes before we move into it? And then also what Deacon Corey was just saying, when people come in, once all the clergy and the acolytes and everybody's come in, the altar servers, the people don't have to go just down the middle, okay? They can go down the middle, but people can also go to the sides to fill in all the chairs wherever they want to sit. So just try to encourage them to kind of get it in, because the quicker they get in there, the more likely they're going to get out sooner so that others can come in. Because you're going to have several hundred people that will be standing outside waiting to get in. So, okay? George.
On top of page 18, it references the Spanish Roman numeral. Is that my responsibility?
Are you still George Vibar? I'm not real sure what that's there for. I need to, let me give this a think, and I'll shoot you a note, okay? I don't think we need this. I think maybe at this point, let me look. Yeah, we don't need that at that point, because they've already transferred the Blessed Sacrament back. All the missals should have come off. No, we will need it. We will need it. Look at the very bottom. Yeah, the very, very bottom. So you'll need to have that available for the altar server so they can bring it to Father to do the prayer after communion. Okay? Yes?
Okay. Just what did you all send over there?
I don't know what Isaac's intent is for where I walked in here and saw all these chairs. I mean, ordinarily, we've got, what do we have tomorrow? 7, 8 servers, I think. We've probably got about at least 5 acolytes, maybe a couple more. Traditionally, deacons have always sat over here. We put them on the front pew, and then the readers have been on the second pew.
I didn't know if it was appropriate for me to sit with the OCIA or should I sit with the rest of the deacons?
I think you should sit with the deacons. You should sit with
so
the.
I'm going to sit at the end because I have to go back and.
Yeah, right. You'll need to have access to get out on all that. Exactly. Yeah.
Yes, I'll vested only just.
Yeah.
That's,
Yeah.
As an
Yeah.
ordinary minister for communion.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's, it's not really the College of Deacons, but maybe it's the Junior College of Deacons. Okay. The Community College of Deacons. Yeah, I think it would be best, Sam, sit over here. I don't know how we'll arrange this tomorrow. Isaac. Hey. We all decided we're going to go on strike, unless there's pizza next time. All the chairs, what's your intention for where the deacons are going to sit? Do you want to have like the deacons over here and the servers and acolytes?
Deacons is an altar servers.
Okay.
Or deacons for the first row. We put altar servers and acolytes.
Okay.
Yeah, because we're expecting a full mass, so I'm trying to add as many chairs as possible.
Right.
So accommodate the.
Well, would it just be better then if we just had?
The readers can sit on one, they can sit on
Well, wouldn't it be better then? What is she saying? I think it would be better if we just have the deacons sitting over here, have the servers behind us, and then the acolytes behind us. I think that would look better. Save this for people, readers, and so on.
Okay.
Push. We can all squeeze. There's only going to be how many deacons? There's going to be, yeah, 2 deacons are up on the altar already. There's only 8 of us. One of us isn't going to be here, Gordon. So that's 7. So that's only 5 deacons over there. I think that's plenty of room for if we have 20 people. That'd be plenty of room. So that's what I would suggest. And Deacon Sam, I would just sit at the end.
you know what gets you is the servers. Sometimes we have like
It just depends.
10, 12 servers.
If kids show up at the last second and they want to put it on and process, I'd say that's fine. You don't have an assigned role, but you can do it. Yeah.
Do we have assignments, like where we're going to be standing? Okay, yeah, so that's
Standing.
distributing the podium.
Yeah. So let's talk about that. How many of you acolytes and deacons have been receiving notes from MSP telling you had a communion station? Any of you? I know I got one. Corey got one. As it stands right now, and I thought Where's Jeffrey? Are you here? Jeffrey Vargas? I thought I saw him. I guess not. He told me he was going to be here tomorrow night. I've got, Ivan, you and Mark are EMHCs as well, right?
Yes.
Okay, but I'm going to kind of exclude you guys from that because I need you guys to be doing this other stuff during all that. So I've got, as it stands right now, I have 14 of us distributing Holy Communion, okay, whether in the form of the bread or the blood. I've got Father Miguel, Father Joes, Father Bijou. You guys would be in the front stations. Deacon Corey and Francisco, Armando and Jose would be giving out the bread. And then I've got Deacon Antonio, Sam, myself, George, Mike, Chucks, and Jeffrey distributing the chalice. Yes?
Probably you're going to need to add 2 more to that.
For the overflow. That's what I was thinking as well. So I'm hoping we have more people show up. Yeah, we'll have to work that.
I would tell you, you're going to probably need, now, I'm trying to remember last year, I feel like we had 2.
Last year we had Jeffrey and Japhet Reyes Jr. went over there.
Went over to
Yeah.
give, the body of Christ.
Right.
No chalices.
Right, only, right.
So, and because we had like 300 or 400 people in the FLC.
Right. I've got that written here, so I'm hoping we get a couple more. When we get to Mass, if it's about 15 minutes till and we don't have any more, I'm not real sure who the Mass coordinator is tomorrow night. I know Daphne Reyes is doing the vigil. I don't know who it is tomorrow night, but we'll need to work to grab a couple EMHCs if that's the case. And we'll just have the EMHCs plug it in here, and then we'll send 2 acolytes to do overflow. Yeah. No, good point. Okay, anything else?
Done on foot washing.
Yes?
If Ivan and Mark are going to assist,
Right.
I think I can have the servers sit down because that's going to be 5 people around the bench.
That's fine. Do that then, yeah. Let's try to not make it that clunky. That'd be fine. So, Ivan, it would just be you and Mark helping out, and then Mike would be down in the front, and the deacon would be here, and then, yeah, that'd be fine. Because you want to kind of block it. We don't want that much commotion up there. That's fine. Oh, you are going to show up tomorrow? Okay. I'll probably have you do overflow then, like you did last year. Jeffrey said that he's available, and I sent a note back to him, said, great, I'll use him as an ordinary minister. Can you reach out to him, too, if you see him, or if you can text him or something? Are y'all like best buddies or something? And I just want to make sure he's here as well, because I could use both of you guys, since you've done it already, to go over there and do it again. Yeah. So, anybody else? We don't really have all the stuff we need for foot washing and all that. Do you guys have any questions that are going to get your feet washed? Shoes come off, socks come off during the homily. Deacon George, almost Deacon George, diaconal candidate George. George, would you stand up for a second just for the sake of if they don't know you? This is George Vibar. He's a diaconal candidate. George will be the one that will be directing the foot washers to come forward to sit, and then we'll also be sending you back. So when you see George move over here, and if he's flapping his arms or something, that's your cue to come over here, okay?
So we'll be sitting in the first 2 rows?
The first 2 views. So we will have to let you, we'll give you numbers. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. This can fit 6, right?
Oh, easily, yeah.
And then the second 6 will be here. So you will be on the pews in front of the ambo. That's the ambo. So you are here. And we will talk with George. If you have no time to stay, and we will see how you go up to the front, we will have a meeting with George. So you just follow George. Can you please raise your hand? There. You need to follow him. So he will sit the people in the front pew first and bow and cross over there. You will be seated in the 2 benches, on the 2 benches there. But just follow George. When you are seated, George will come back and lead the second pew washes to this side of the altar. And then coming back, we will have
Yeah, go ahead, just to kind of show them what they've got looking. Did we push it further back or up?
No, I think you have them further up because you need it loud enough to walk behind.
Okay. So Richard, no, Santos. You see where we're putting these?
3 each.
Yeah, you're going to have them right here. You're going to have 2 in the front. You're going to have 1 on either side, okay? And you want to have room in the back so that you can have somebody back here grabbing the towels, okay, and giving them the new ones.
Yeah, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and then you get the second queue, let them back,
Yeah.
and then 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Now coming back, this one will have no problem. You will lead them back, then bow again. They will come in 6, 5,
4, 3, 2, 1. Go back and you come
But the
right
other side, you can't come through here. You'll have to lead them
to that
through
side.
there.
Yeah, yeah.
The other side, so that it will be 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Okay?
So I'll say on their numbers,
Yeah.
because I wouldn't know their numbers.
Okay, I'll just give them numbers, so 1 to 6.
How many people are here for foot washing?
How many people right now? Would you stand up if you're getting your feet washed?
So just
2, 4, 6. Wow, this is great. Why don't we just do a quick walkthrough of this part, okay? I was going to ask you.
Whenever they're giving communion here,
Let me make this announcement before we get going. Hold on one sec. Just hold on one sec. Everybody stop. Stop, 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 stop. Everybody stop. Everybody stop. Bobby. Father Miguel is going to wash all the feet. Okay, so you two can just stay up here on the thing. So that being the case, where's Ivan? It'll just be you. Okay, so you'll just go along with them collecting the dirty towels, giving the new towels. Okay. You're going to need an altar server too to kind of help bring those baskets. Okay. Okay. Go ahead.
Okay, come, keep coming, keep coming.
Come all the way out here to the middle. Come all the way to the middle. Look at me. Look at me.
Now wait for George. Don't come out.
Yeah, three on a bench.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Wait for George.
big, small, big, small, big, small.
Yeah, but how's it big, small, something like that.
You would sit here.
Oh, at the end, okay, you start at the end.
Okay, you would come here to the middle, and then bow to the altar, and then you would go sit.
Start Daniel.
It's going to be 3 per. Yeah, okay. All right. This is pretty much.
Come on, there you go. Okay.
Coming back, George will lead you again. This is the right order. They can come in from the middle.
Okay, all right, because you're at the, okay. So we start with,
So go ahead. Walk to George, turn, bow, and then go sit down. There you go. Yeah, go ahead. You don't have to wait for him. You can go ahead and be standing up and going. All right, gentlemen, next. You can go ahead and be moving. Yeah, and all of you to the middle. There you go.
Anywhere. Here, you can start here. You can start here too. And then you just go on the side so they will go back to their seats. Go on that side. Okay, keep coming.
Then you'll follow George. So you're going to bow, and then you're going to go around that way. All right, gentlemen, go ahead. You can be moving.
One shoe, right?
Do what?
One shoe.
One shoe?
One shoe, one top? Are they doing both feet, or they're doing one foot?
Taking both shoes off, yeah.
Is it really?
Yeah, yeah.
I thought they were doing one.
No, it's both.
Okay.
Yeah, don't listen to him, okay? The jury will ignore that from the record.
Yeah, that's what I was trying to confirm.
They can hear you picking up. Okay. Does that make sense? Y'all got it? It's very simple, okay? Shoes off, socks off during the homily. When you see Acolyte George come over to grab you, go to your assigned spots. We'll have the deacon. Deacons will be in the front helping out. We'll have an acolyte in the back and the server, cleaning up, new towels, and then eventually everybody goes back. The main thing is when you bow, gentlemen, reverent bow, okay? Reverent bow. That's the altar of the Lord, okay? It's a reverent bow, all right? Don't just come over here and kind of do it and go sit. Reverent bow, okay?
Just one more reminder. Your sponsors will be with you, but they cannot sit over here, okay? They sit over there, right? Or over here.
Okay. Do we need to walk through the oil transfer a bit, or do you ladies have it down? It's very simple. You're going to go to the back. Deacon Corey will call out whichever oil it is. You'll come forward. Father says his prayer. The cantor and choir sing something. You come up to the top. You bow, come up to the top step, give the oil to Father Miguel, and then he'll give it to Deacon Francisco, who will put it on the stand. Very simple. It's very, very simple. Deacon Corey. Come here, bud. Where's Deacon Francisco? I don't see him. Why don't you come up here too? So you guys will actually be up here. Father would be, you want to step back some because they want to come to the top step. Okay. If we do it like we've done in the past, I think the oil stands are on this side.
Yeah, she said it was going to be right over here.
Okay, so one of you would be here. I'll be acting as the priest. You would be right here, kind of right there, because Pat's going to be kind of here with the binder.
Question. After the foot washing, when the priests are washing their hands, they can sit down after they
Yes.
they can sit down, right?
Yeah, there's no, well, we'll go straight into the prayers of the faithful.
The priest is still washing.
Yeah, he'll be washing his hands so people can sit down, and then once they're up there, Father will probably have everybody stand, and then the deacons will go back and forth with the prayer intentions in English and Spanish. Okay? Okay. So this is how this would work.
Oil of the sick.
Kind of tickles. I ran it up underneath my shirt. Father, do you want both the oils announced in English and Spanish? Okay. Just do English then. So you would bow, then you come all the way up. You're holding that heavy oil thing. If you drop it, you would take it and then just carefully turn around, and then go back down the stairs. And then bow again. And that's it. He would give you this, and then you would just go ahead and place it where you're supposed to.
Oil of the catechumens.
Karen looks like she's on a model's catwalk or something in Paris.
I didn't hear that. What'd you say?
You're one of my favorite OCIA people, Karen. And so you would bow, nope, go back to the floor, bow,
You got me distracted.
yeah, and then come up.
Okay. These steps are a little hard to navigate.
Okay,
Do you think? You
why don't we do this
could
then?
Miguel to the second step?
one of us to count?
No, they have to give it to the priest.
Would he be willing to step down to the second?
I'm sure he would. Let's do this, because I noticed Francis was the same way.
Yeah.
So we're going to have a change. You guys don't come to the top step because it looks like it's going to be difficult for you. So you would just come here, and maybe deacons, you guys, and Father could be here, or maybe even here, okay? And then you could just bow right here, and then he could give it. Francisco's young and vital, and he's in shape, and he can take it.
Okay.
Yeah, that'd be better.
Appreciate it. Thank you.
We're trying to
Here,
make a
let
little
me help you
bit of
down.
change. Instead of having the ladies come all the way up, because it's kind of hard navigating, could you stand right here and receive the oil? Okay. And then Francisco will be right there.
Right, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, that'd be perfect. And then just make sure when you give it to them, you could just bow again and then go, okay?
Do
All right, thank you.
do you want us to have the entire ceremony here on the first step?
That's fine.
Okay, so we'll just stay on, well, instead of being at the top, we'll do the ceremony
Yeah,
on the
you'll-
first step the whole time.
Yeah, that'll just
Now
make
we
it
know
easier,
we
and
go
it
back.
just looks better. Okay, next up.
Sacred Chrism.
I'm going to try not to be silly. You would bow, okay, and you present the oil. Boom. He would go to Francisco, who would take it, and he would go there, bow again, and then there you go. Okay? So that's it. Questions? Okay. I lost my binder and my glasses. It's my only pair of reading glasses, and I bought these in Malta. I don't want to have to go back there and get them. Well, actually, I do. Okay. Anything else that you guys are confused over? Yes, sir.
I didn't catch it, maybe I missed it, but as everyone's exiting out, are we part of that group going out to the parish home?
You're not part of the procession, the primary procession with the servers and acolytes in that group. You'll be with just the regular faithful, yeah. Yeah. And if Santos works his magic, you know, he's got to get the choir has to come out behind, and they're next in the procession. So that you have to have the choir. And then after that, yeah, I mean, if you can sneak in, that's fine, but these people over here are going to be coming. A lot of them will go out the doors, too. They'll try to cheat and go around. I mean, that's just the way it is. But no, you're not part of that primary initial group. So, anything else? Going once, twice? Deacon Corey, Deacon Francisco, you got any questions about anything? You guys got any questions about anything?
No, we're just talking
Okay.
setting
Okay.
of the altar.
Well, I have nothing else. If you guys feel comfortable, I will strongly suggest to the acolytes and to the servers, read your scripts, know your role, okay? Mistakes happen. If they happen, they happen. Just own it and move on.
Slow and graceful.
Yeah.
Slow and reverent.
Yeah, it's a mass. It's a beautiful mass. Foot washing, the Lord's Supper, the adoration that comes afterwards. It's all beautiful. So with that, Father Miguel, would you be gracious to close us in prayer? I was going to give you my microphone. All right, just take it off, Father. Just here.
Well, before I give the blessing, the prayer, please sit down. Let me just say, really, no, thank you. I want to thank everyone. Thank you for being here tonight. Sorry I was late. I just came back from a funeral. So even tomorrow I have the graveside service. So, yeah, I think for a good ceremony, having a master of ceremonies, an MC, next to the presider or behind the presider, makes a difference. If you see who's going to be the MC, Morgan?
Pat.
Oh, Pat, okay.
Pat worked with you last year.
Okay, usually the MC needs to be like next to if you saw yesterday the Mass of the Christmas Mass, Father Joseph White was next to Bishop Joseph all the time, because that's the only way to get up, sit down, go here, go there, just with a signal, like move here. So that way it just flows. So the priest will be sitting there, no? Right. We will put 2 chairs for the priest
We'll
there.
have 2 chairs on the predella.
And then the presider there, and then two deacons next to me. So I wonder where the MC, because
Usually we have a chair right behind your chair.
Oh,
chair
okay.
right behind you.
Right behind you.
Okay, so when I have to do something like receiving the oil, so that when I watch the washing of the feet or receiving the oil,
Pat will be down here with you the whole time.
Okay.
And even for the oils, he will be here. It won't just be Deacon Corey and Deacon Francisco. Pat will be right here by you as well.
Oh, okay.
So
Besides that, I think everything will flow as usual. The Mass is also in the missalettes. If you see the missalettes in front of you, is right there, like a shorter version. It shows every part. So at the very end, we have a procession at the very end to repose the Blessed Sacrament. No, there is no blessing at the end. We live in silence. So don't think I forgot. Oh, Father forgot to say the blessing. We just go in silence. So, but thank you for being also in the. So all of you are in the catechumenate. Wow, good, excellent. So, okay, well, let us finish then with a prayer. Please rise. In the name of the Father, and of the Son, and of the Holy Spirit, the Lord be with you. And may Almighty God bless you all, the Father, and the Son, and the Holy Spirit. Go in peace. Thank you all. God bless you.